the shoulder series. That's what I got for you today. So this is again for my baseball players, but I recommend this exercise for anybody and everyone for the fact that it just basically kind of fixes those postural muscles that get weak from hunching over. So it's going to get those mid traps, the rhomboids, so in between the shoulder blades that pull the shoulder blades down and back. Okay, so if we think of the scapula, it's a stabilizing muscle for our shoulder, and it needs to move freely with our arm, right? So if we think about that, the process of this exercise or the movement of the exercise is that we want the shoulder blades to move first. So we're going to kind of pull them in towards the spine. So notice that? So I'm in my mind, and again, this is a cue that works for me. Maybe one might be better for you, might be to pinch your shoulder blades. But for me, I'm going to pull my shoulder blades into my rib cage and then go up. So I'm going to show you a few positions: I's, L's, W, T, and Y. One of my clients, when I used to live in Wilmington, North Carolina, came up with the acronym, I love Wilmington, thank you. All right, so I start with the I's and I work my ways to the Y. And so I'm gonna do 10 of each, and you're gonna find too that these muscles are very weak on most people, and you might have to take a break in between, or you might have to just only do 5, okay, and then build it up. The key here for this exercise is that we do not tire it out, because I usually utilize this, and the baseball players will find that this will be a warm-up prior to their push day. Okay, prior to doing shoulders and chest and things of that nature. So it's gonna open up. And you're gonna notice that by pulling my shoulder blades in and then lifting up, I'm kind of like stretching all this out, guys. So I wanna kind of stretch and strengthen the back, okay? So general rule of thumb is from sitting so much that this is tight, right? Hip flexors, abs, chest, shoulders, neck, tight, weak, back, rhomboids, mid traps, low back, butt, right? So we're gonna get that. So I'm gonna start with the I's, which is kind of more like an inverted V, and you're gonna notice that I'm gonna externally or turn my arm out. So my thumb is up towards the ceiling. Notice how that just opens my body up. So most of the times we're in. A general rule of thumb as well too, guys, is that if I'm relaxed, see how my thumbs are pointing to you? If they're turned in naturally, we want to fix that. That means that you're tight internally, like in your chest, internal rotators. We want to just naturally be able to have our thumbs pointing towards, which would be the screen, or you guys. So I'm going to show you this a couple of ways, guys. So I figured that y'all looking at my butt would be the best bet, or me facing away from you so that you can see it. So my eyes are going to be here, and I'm going to lift up. Okay, so if I have time, I might do one at a time. See, you're right, but most of us don't have time, so we'll go 2, right? So again, the shoulder blades, pull them into the rib cage, and then the biggest thing, guys, we want to watch is not shrugging. And as your arms go up and towards the Y's, you're going to notice that most of the times my clients have a hard time with that. They're going to shrug. So this gets you if you have overactive traps, to get rid of that so that your shoulders aren't pulled up and forward when you're lifting your arms up. So here's my I's, my L's. I always say like opening up a bag of chips, and then my students would always remind me we don't want to be eating chips. I'm like, yeah, well, how about a bag of apples or something, all right? So my L's, this is usually the most difficult because most people don't have the flexibility to get that form off the ground, and you'll see what I'm saying. So L's, W's, which is here, which would be almost like a pec deck, like a reverse pec deck. You know what I'm talking about, like a reverse fly. T's. So notice how it kind of makes the alphabet, except for the I's, really. And the last one is like Y, YMCA, right? And we don't want to be in here, we want to be like about 45. They call that scapular plane. So I'm going to run through, I'm just going to do 5 of each, guys, and I'll try to hit from different sides so that you can see, but I thought that me facing away from you would be the best bet. So I's, L's, W's, T's, Y's. Make sure you can see me. I's, so shoulder blades in first, then lift. Arms should never go up before the scapula. So when I'm watching my clients and students is that I see the Shoulder blades set first and then lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and from the side, 5. L's are right here, guys. Elbows into the rib cage, forearms down, and again, set the shoulder blades, lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. W's. Again, thumbs up. No shrugging. From the side. And my T's. No shrugging. Pull the shoulder blades into the rib cage or the spine. Lift up. Okay. So T's. Y's. And another one, if you want to do your leg raises with it, be my guest, or lift both legs up with it. Or sometimes I'll even do it through cables. I'm not sure if I did a video of that, maybe I'll make one. So just real quick on timer, I want to add a little weight. I'll take the cable and just do one arm at a time and run through it. So not just through your push days, guys, but this would be, for any day, especially if you're somebody that sits a lot at work or things of that nature, or drive, and you have that poor posture. I would recommend doing this every day for a warm up. So again, do not tire it out. All right. And you could actually use this as an exercise as strengthening too, guys. So maybe it's thrown into your workout later in the program and you're using you're going to see, you're only going to need probably about 3 or 5 pound dumbbells to run through that. Namaste.